Well, I would love to just start stream right now. I made a mistake. I didn't grab chat, so I have to reopen Google Chrome real quick and grab chat so it's over on the right. Oops. And I guess I'll do that just for the sanity's sake. Okay. Y'all can probably see my mouse moving around, so it looks really weird to you. No power. That's my
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Okay, I did some stuff, such as I have a bunch more water. I have some peepers that I was planning to cook. In all actuality, okay, so we need to do a bit more prep work before going to the Aurora. Mainly on the side of, I need at least a bit more food before I do that. And I want to go, charge my batteries. Charge all the batteries I have. Over here at the life pod. I want to take all the batteries I have out of the tools that they're in and put them into the... Like, I want to take at least important ones, such as, since we left off, I did do a bit, like, I moved stuff over, and I gathered some food and water. That's about it. Okay, what's it take to make a power cell? Let's find out. Okay, battery times 2. Inventory, what's our inventory look like? Okay, what's it take to make a battery? Let's first find that out. What's it take to make a battery? Because if we can make a couple of them. Okay, so we need acid mushrooms. Those aren't hard to find. In fact, there's some just beneath us. So we'll make a couple batteries, and then we'll search around for peepers and salt. Okay, we don't have any more copper ore. On our way back, we have copper ore back at our base. So on the way there, we'll do things like this. I meant to grab that paper. We need peepers and salt. Well, we need anything and salt, not specifically peepers. It doesn't specifically have to be peepers. It just needs to be, like, say, right here. We just need to... We need to gather them. Because in order to actually do... in order to survive over at the Aurora, we are going to need things. Mobile vehicle bay fragment. This is our scanner, right? Scanner doesn't require batteries, does it?
New blueprint acquired.
It does. Well, that's a bit inconvenient. Okay, we got
New
this
blueprint acquired.
for enameled glass. That's good. Okay, so that's a bit of food. And now we are going to head over here.
Oxygen.
Yes, oxygen. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for informing me that I am dying. Okay, we'll spend a bit of time swimming around the bed, looking for things like salt and copper. You're who I wanted to grab. Why didn't I grab? What?
New creature discovered.
Spadefish is weird looking. Well, titanium is also helpful, but we need copper.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Okay, our inventory is full now. We have copper back at the base. I don't think we have salt, though, because I think I used my salt to make bleach and such. For water. So we have plenty. We have food and water.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
These don't seem to be growing so far, so I'll have to look up how to get them to grow. But yeah, we if it's gonna, okay, if it'll open there. So yeah, we have copper and we have lead. Let's put away the titanium. Let's see what we can do. Food-wise, we'll cook the hoverfish, because I think they're actually pretty bad. Mainly because they're easy to catch. So, hoverfish. And we'll salt a couple of these. We'll salt as many of them as we can. I think boomerangs. They may all give the same, and it may not matter. And we'll hold on to the rest, and we'll grab some copper. I think I have enough shrooms to make one more battery. No, I don't have enough shrooms to make one more battery. So we have to go looking for more shrooms, because right now it's nighttime. So in all honesty, our only option, because I can't see over at the Aurora when it's nighttime. I don't have enough light. So my real only option is... Yep. Let's get up to the surface real quick, and we'll see what it takes to build a battery charger. Ingredients unknown. Damn. Okay, so we... I need acid mushrooms and copper. Acid mushrooms and copper are our priority right now. Inventory full. So we'll eat some basic peepers. Actually, we'll release some of these. We'll keep the hoopfish. And now we need to go looking for copper. So we go to a cave of some kind. We'll refill on oxygen, and then head down to the cave, and hopefully things go well. Actually, hopefully we have enough stuff on us right now, plus the battery, the potential batteries we're about to make, in order to head for the Aurora. So that this is far more convenient. Let's make the batteries. We're not going to use too much more copper. But I think a power cell is more efficient, so we will take and we'll drop the empty battery. We will take some of this to turn the two of those into power cells. I'll see, can I put a power cell in here? No, I cannot. So that was a waste. Let me see. So yeah, we'll take a bit more copper to convert into batteries. 2 more pieces of copper. And we'll hold on to the power cell just for safety. Okay, that will hopefully be enough. Hopefully that is enough. And we'll set this to 5. Damn it. Okay, let's get going. The Aurora is, I think, in the same direction as a life pod. And we need to go around, according to Emily, who was in chat for one of these episodes, we need to head for the front, like we were before, and there is a ramp up. So we do not need to go underwater, we need to go up in order for this to work. So we are going to try this and hope we get lucky. The anger pit is right there. I think my mouse is fully charged, so I'm gonna unplug it. Lesson for anyone out there, if your mouse, if you have something that needs a charge, it is better to take it off the charger when it's fully charged. There's whole videos about what? Oops. Pay no attention to the loud sounds you just heard. Okay, so we need to go around that way. So let's hope things go our way today. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to do anything to fix it when we first came here, but I'm hoping there's no actual side effects to not having fixed the Aurora, especially since we died. Like, I can imagine there being side effects, but I just hope that there isn't, because it'd be very inconvenient for me if there is. It's interesting to see that the environment is already adapting to the existence of the Aurora. Copper ore is quite convenient. We don't want that, let's be honest. No natural predators, my ass. Okay, so this time we made it here. Which, this is where I wanted to be last time, but I never found this location. So this time we are already 1,000 times better off than we were the first time we came here. I think you need the propulsion cannon in order to do that. I will shank a toad. Head crab looking bastard. Man, they don't do much damage, but they are annoying. Okay, let's see. Do we have blueprints? Do we have, equipment. Okay, do we have the propulsion cannon? Oh no, tools. It would be here. Yes, we have the propulsion cannon, and it takes a wearing kit, a battery, and titanium. Hmm. It may be in our interest to go off and go to... What's it take to make a wiring kit? It's important to know what it takes to make a wiring kit. Basic materials, titanium, okay. Electronics, okay, here it is. Wiring kit. No, wiring kit. Silver ore, we have that back at the base, but that's all the way over there. And it doesn't seem like there's any other way in other than through here. Okay, so it looks like, unfortunately, we have to go back again. I am going to try and save battery on... I'm gonna try and save battery on that. Actually, never mind. I forget that there's a Leviathan over here. I don't know which one it is, but I don't care. So we have to head all the way for the base, which is unfortunate. Okay, so some of the resources that we're missing, though, we can grab from over here. Like some of the resources that I was in need of. Can be grabbed from over here to save us some effort. I don't want to collect it. Actually, I do want quartz because I want to be able to build more solar panels. The solar panels will be deconstructed when we move bases, though. For, I'm pretty sure, obvious reasons. Yeah, I didn't do much exploration in this direction. For a multitude of reasons, one of which being... I'm just not a fan of this direction. How convenient.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Wonder how long they stay stable, because I didn't really do much in this situation, not truthfully. You see, these are the caches I was looking for the last time I was here. We're within 1,000 meters of it, so I want to conserve resources and try and swim there, and we'll use the Sea Glide on the way back. Especially because I'm spending so much time looking around. Like we don't need the metal salvage, so we'll drop the metal salvage. Cyclops bridge fragment. Makes me wonder. They have a bunch of, they've got a bunch of seaworthy things here. So, were these things capable of being used in space, or was their intentions to go to a seafaring planet? I'm quite curious. Okay. All we got is this dinky little knife as our defense. Because of a massacre on a certain planet, they decided all weapons are now going to be removed from the survivor database. Even on a hostile planet like this one.
30 seconds.
Floored is looking beautiful, as always. I see Force is not around. So now we're swimming because I know it's going to take a bit of time to do what we're doing. Originally, we were swimming just to conserve resources, especially because I was looking around down in these areas. Now we're especially swimming because of it's turning to nighttime, so I want to arrive at the Aurora during the day. I want to arrive at the Aurora, like, around the sunrise and start working on getting in around soon after. Granted, I'm glad that this game doesn't have a mechanic where you need to sleep, because there are some games like that that have a mechanic where like you are required to sleep. You need sleep. I like how it lights up. When I do it like this, it lights up my the sides of my screen.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, it was silver ore for the wiring kit, right? Yeah, two silver ore. And that is one propulsion cannon, which we will set to number 4. Actually, first... Right. Doesn't have any batteries or anything in it. So number 4, 1, 2, 5, 3. Okay, now we will rush. We will rush there as fast as we can. Did we pick up copper on our trip there? Yes, we picked up a bit of copper. Yeah, I'm not going to switch the battery just yet. I want to spend a bit of time in between here and the life pod looking for copper, so we can make another battery. Because I want to stop at the life pod for the fabricator. Not the fabricator, for the health kit thing. So, do we have acid mushrooms on us? We do not, but we can drop 2 pieces of quartz and the piece of lead. I think it's 1 piece of copper to 2 acid mushrooms for a battery. So we'll find out about that. If it's not, then I'm a fool. If it is, then we're lucky. It is 2 acid mushrooms to 1 piece of to copper. And there, we got everything we wanted. let's get going. And I think we will arrive just as the... I think we'll arrive sometime... just a little while after the sun's completely above the horizon. That's my guess. As long as we don't get caught on things like we just did. Arrive at the end of the ship. Because we need to go to that end of the ship, right there. Wonder what the sun here is named. I could name it. It is just a star. It's not actually the sun. Because I named the moons Floored and Force. So I wonder what I could, what we should... put in the comments, what do you want the sun to be named? I don't like naming the sun. That's not my responsibility. The Aurora is massive, and I am not a big fan of it. Okay, well, we'll know that we're arriving close to the end of the Aurora when there's this drop-off leading into a deeper area.
Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing.
They better stabilize. See? Drop-offs leading to deeper area. I want to get a look at... I sort of want to get a look at the Leviathan that's over here, but I also don't, because we've caught a glimpse of it twice or so. We have caught a glimpse of it, but... Alright, now... Okay, so already more worth it than I'd expected. There's another battery here. I should have emptied our inventory again a bit better when we went back to the base. For a multitude of reasons, one of which being... One of which being, I can't see in the dark in here, and I don't have a flashlight. That didn't make any sense, but who cares? I don't have a code for that. Lab access. If you need to tweak your equipment, please use the mod station in the forward section or retrieve pre-configured equipment from the lab next door to the data coil. The next door code, the door code is 6485. Okay, 6485. Prey has spoiled me about things like this. Nope. Not the code? 6483, my bad, I misread it. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Oxygen.
I do have to remember that while we don't have anything directly supplying oxygen.
New blueprint acquired.
Cool.
Integrating new PDA data.
Ah, so you needed sealed, cut open to access. Okay, so you needed to do the thing. Sample analyzer, non-functional, inventory full. Okay, consume this. Microscope, non-functional. Sample analyzer, non-functional. Okay, I don't know why I was bothering to try and get a hold of those. Data terminal.
New blueprint acquired. Data bank corruption was detected on your PDA. Your technology blueprints have been updated.
That's helpful. I like when my technology blueprints get updated. Okay, what was the update to them? Blueprints. Okay, we have an emerald glass. Okay, there. Okay. Equipments. High capacity OT fins, first aid kit, floating air pump. Pipe. Laser cutter. Ingredients unknown. I have to look that up. Okay, it seems like coming here was a waste of my time. So, since it seems like coming here was a semi-waste of my time, I meant to consume, not drop, we are going to head for those two. Once we're out of a certain distance, we'll equip the rebreather. So yeah, we're gonna head for those life pods. Hope we can scan for something like the laser cutter. And if we can't, I'll look up where it's located, where the parts of it are located, because to progress inside of the Aurora, we need the laser cutter, so we can cut open the door. Stranded near a cave system and under attack. Okay, so you're dead. Carrying high priority.
Mass in this area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint or terra vehicle signatures. Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Radiation detected. Okay, let's swim to the surface because we're pretty deep. I don't like being this deep because when we go back up... Yeah, we're still pretty close to the Aurora. That makes sense that... Faint Altera vehicle signatures. Meaning things like the Seamoth? The Seamoth would be very helpful. Are you what I'm looking for? Bioreactor piece. That's far more beneficial than a Seamoth.
Acquired.
Wow, you were destroyed.
Integrating new PDA data.
I'll take the flares. Primarily by biomass, it said. Still not far enough away from the Aurora. Now we are. Holy crap, you're big. You're a chunk of ship. Okay, so here's another life pod. This is a life pod we've been to. You know, I was sort of thinking, like, why can't we scan the life pods? And it's like, well, because we scan things because we're missing blueprints. We're missing blueprints because our PDA is corrupted. But our PDA is corrupted, but it still has its own sort of scanning system, doesn't it? The bioreactor would be very, very, very beneficial to have. But I would also like the Seamoth. Decision. Let's see. Okay, so now we can make the bioreactor. That is very beneficial for multiple reasons. This is what I was looking for.
30 seconds.
Who's attacking me? We were pretty deep. I didn't realize how deep we were. Whoever's attacking my butt, I'll attack your butt. You're rude. Seamoth. no new blueprint information. So 1 of 3. There are 3 fragments to the sea moth. That is a good piece of information to have. So again, like, why did they... Why did they have the stuff that they do? For this journey, like, they could have had anything, but they have seafaring equipment, not space investigation equipment. Like this, it's literally called the Sea Moth. At 100 meters deep, this area is pretty unsettling, to say the least. These things are horrifying. Let's scan it, so we have more data entries. Seems pretty... Seems rather tame. Calm. Might be an herbivore. No, it's probably a carnivore, just doesn't see me as prey.
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay, so the next one is all that way. And we are about... I think we're a kilometer away from them. That's how it works, right? 1,000 meters is a kilometer. I don't remember. Okay, we'll at least get some story once we've gathered all of this information. Okay, PDA data. The Seamoth is a one-person vehicle with an independent, replaceable power cell fitted in the rear and fully customizable design. Low-power, multi-directional thrusters enable it to function equally well in sea or space environments. Most long-range vessels carry at least 2 vehicles of this class to facilitate the exploration and exploitation of small astronomical bodies. However, they can also be fabricated at a standard mobile vehicle bay. Seamoths may be modified by installing upgrade modules to the access point mounted on the wing. These include increased cargo storage, superior power, pressure and collision compensation, enhanced sonar, defense capabilities. These modules may only be manufactured at a moon pool outfitted with a vehicle modification station. The Seamoth, it goes anywhere but land. Oops, I did it again.
Vital signs stabilizing.
My thing keeps resetting this. Where's the propulsion cannon? Because oh, there it is. Okay, so back to databanks. There was Dagazi survivors. Paul Torgal. Sorry. Auxiliary Search and Rescue Mission, Paul Torgal. Position, Chief of Torgal Corp, Captain of the Dagazi. Status, lost in space near planet age at time of disappearance, 79. Paul Torgal and his crew fell out of contact with Mongolian authorities close to a decade ago. The Torgals were a resourceful and powerful clan, and the ship was well equipped, so their survival is considered likely. However, multiple vessels passing through the system have since attempted to trace the ship to no effect. It is hoped the Aurora's superior scanning suite can do better. Made majority shareholders in Torgal Corp by his mother upon her retirement. Interaction with Altera limited to infrequent chartered munition deliveries. Beneficiary of life extension technologies, accompanied by his only child, Bart Torgal, 19, heir to the Torgal Corporation. Emissary Khazar reports Torgal often traveled with a skeleton crew and was known for making rash but profitable decisions. Inadequate systems maintained or straying from to planned route may account for the ship's disappearance. Inadequate system maintenance or straying from its planned route, yeah. What can we learn from the hive mind of Strader 6? How are the individuals which make up a hive mind to be categorized? Are they merely dumb components of the larger intelligent organism? Or is the larger mind merely a product of the independent organisms? Can it be both? We define organisms by their traits, but find an invariability that these traits depend on those of their environment. The concept of a tadpole is meaningless without the concept of the frog it will develop into. The idea of a predator is empty without an understanding of its prey. This begs the question, if we define everything by reference to everything else, what have we actually explained? An illustrative experiment was recently performed on the hive mind colony discovered on Strader 6. A device was placed outside the nest which would electrocute individuals approaching it. An ant colony would have lost many individuals before a basic danger signal was successfully communicated between them, resulting in learned avoidance of the device, successful but costly. The Strader 6 colony quickly formed into two factions. One attempted to move the device by brute force, sacrificing individuals as they did so. The second attempted to cover the device in sand. These two goals being mutually exclusive, a fight ensued. The first faction was beaten in virtue of their reduced numbers. The device was safely buried, and the survivors called a truce. From the perspective of the individuals, this experience must have been horrific. From the perspective of the hive mind, a nagging problem had been overcome with the most effective solution. Which perspective is the correct one? We suggest that it is neither. By attempting to fit such entities into our rigid set of concepts, we are painting onto the world a false impression of concreteness and meaning, which is a reflection of our concept of ourselves. We describe Strader 6 individuals as attacking one another, just as we describe microbes in the human body. Yet the Strader colony, like the body, cannot be healthy as a whole without the aggression of its components. We describe neurons in the brain as being dumb, but brains as a whole as intelligent. But when an idea takes hold in the brain and forces out inferior ones, do we describe this as an act of aggression? Do we mourn dead neurons? When a philosophy or a technology takes hold in a human society, when wars are fought over them and people die, is that rightly seen as being good or evil? This is not to undermine the meaning of our existence. From where we stand, our existence is very serious indeed, but is our civilization and our universe really any different from the colony on Strader 6? Is intelligence something limited to things of flesh and blood, or is any universe truly one giant intelligent system? And we, but amoeba blowing self-important potholes in its surface. We could do well as scientists to remember that our goal is not to point the world as we see it, but to see it as it truly is. Cool. Propulsion cannon. The propulsion cannon allows technicians to manipulate gravitational forces at a range of up to 20 meters. It is commonly used in construction and mining to move materials. Operating instructions: pull the trigger at once to lock onto and attract a single target object weighing less than 25 kilograms. The object can now be safely retrieved from the gravitational beam. Alternatively, pulling the trigger a second time to propel the object at speed away from the device. Not recommended for use on organic objects. The propulsion cannons, some species are telekinetic. For everyone else, there's Altera. The prop cannon. For some species are telekinetic. For everyone else, there's Altera. I don't have any data on the stasis rifle, though. The stasis rifle was a patented technology to slow time around an entity as near to a full stop as the laws of physics will permit, essentially anchoring the target in place without affecting its internal workings. It is designed to facilitate scientific and engineering operations by expanding the window of opportunity for actions in time-sensitive scenarios. The stasis rifle features an independent replacement power cell, and the trigger may be held down to increase the area of effect and duration. Common applications include slowing fast-moving mechanisms such as fan belts to facilitate maintenance operation, temporarily incapacitating organisms for research purposes, navigating perilous spaces by freezing potential threats, may not function correctly on larger life forms. The Altera stasis rifle. Life's fast. Why not put it on pause? Okay, so that's quite a bit of data.
Vital signs stabilizing. Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay, now that we've read quite a bit of data, we move on. We head to this beauty here. And I'll look up the data on the laser cannon. Not the laser cannon, the laser cutter. You know, none of them are very far from where I am.
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay, this is the stuff I wanted.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
Because no one is coming for anyone.
Live pod launch sequence initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one. On and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
So did you die?
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you'd drowned. Put the flare down. I was going to try and attract someone's attention. That's not a distress flare. Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Okay. Cyclops. Okay, more data. The Cyclops is the most popular and reliable deep-sea submersible in the galaxy. By comparison to the competition, it can be crewed by just one pilot, hence the name. It features 3-speed manual piloting controls and forward observation deck for precision maneuvering, dry dock for transportation maintenance and recharging of scouting vehicles, extensive storage solutions to the keel hold section, internal and external video feeds, onboard AI for threat detection, extensive customizable options. Advice for captains: higher speeds generate additional noise, which may attract undesired attention. Power consumption: engines off 0%, slow 25%, standard 50%, flank standard 50%, flank 100%. Silent running mode may be activated in conjunction with any speed setting to reduce noise close to zero, at a substantial additional power cost. Cyclops upgrades may be fabricated at the terminal in the engine room and installed at the neighboring panel. Okay. The Cyclops does not feature habitation quarters. It is recommended the captain draw up a rota to decide who gets to sleep in the corridor each night. Automatic fire suppression, hull damage, and high speed increase fire risk. Emergency ballista.
Detecting increased foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
Emergency ballast. In the event of full system failure, this vehicle will sink.
Self-scan complete. Foreign bacteria counters reached statistically significant levels. No adverse effects detected. Be vigilant for symptoms.
Be vigilant for symptoms, it says. Sketchy pile of thing on the bottom of the ocean floor. Please give me what I desire. Okay, so we're gonna swim back up, and we're gonna look up what zones. Well, not what zones. What zone to look around for the laser cutter pieces. Okay, so new tab, Subnautica, laser cutter parts. Okay, I found the laser cutter post on the wiki. Rex in the grassy plateau. Okay, the grassy plateau is... Okay, so I think the grassy plateau is close to my base. Let me see. Yeah, right here. So we search around here, I guess. I quite want, things. I want the laser cutter pieces. It would be very much beneficial. This is the grassy plateau, right here. Now, this situation does remind me of something that I do know that happened in a game. Seamoth fragment. Bioreactor fragment, just titanium, I guess. Because I already have the bioreactor details. But I do know this happened. This did happen in a game. The devs had spent so much time planning to have the game focus around this certain item. And they had been building the level and everything to require that item. Like from very early on in the game. And then they realized that they'd never put that item into the game yet. So when they went to try and do it, they were having trouble finding a location that they hadn't already blocked off to require the use of that item.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Vital signs stabilize. Vital signs do the stabilize. It is annoying that you have to get your crosshair directly on them to scan it. Okay, this is why we check the thing frequently. Because now we're in the sparse reef instead of the grassy plateau. So we want to go back this way to the grassy plateau. Laser cutter fragment. That appears to be like the entire laser cutter. Why does that not work? Okay.
30 seconds.
Yes, I know, Susan, I know. We don't have much oxygen left. No, you don't need to nag me, Susan. Lord, and... I haven't been seeing force around lately. You look suspicious. Okay, that's the Seamoth. That will up our exploration speed and distance again. But it doesn't mean anything if we don't acquire the laser cutter. Like seriously, it means nothing if we don't have the laser cutter. Okay. We're still in the grassy plateau, right? Yeah. Let's get back to the surface. so we can keep searching. Ah, there's Force! Florida and Force, how you two doing? You're beautiful moons. Each one has their own appeal. It is interesting to note that the grassy plateau is at about 100 meters. Well, it is deeper than 100 meters. Still the grassy plateau? Yeah. The grassy plateau is actually pretty big, ain't it? Mobile vehicle bay fragment. Oh, so we already had all the details about that? We already have all the details on that. We're looking for laser cutter fragments, dear friends. Dear precious friends, we look for the laser cutter fragments, not for bioreactor fragments. Not a metal salvage. But the precious laser cutter fragments. I'm looking for those crates, because they tend to have stuff in them. Like, it's not guaranteed. They obviously, a bunch of them don't have anything in them. But they do tend to have...
30 seconds.
Like, this wreck site right here is actually a pretty nice one to look at, because it's got a good bit of detail around it. It's got a good bit of resources and such around it, so I'm looking around trying to see if I can spot anything. I may have already searched this, and that might be why I'm not finding anything new. But who knows? Actually, you guys may know, because you may recognize this better than I do. We didn't have anything about the scanner room, did we? Now we do.
New blueprint acquired.
Acquired! I acquired power! I desire magic! Okay. There we go. We already have all the Seamoth fragments that we could desire. So, some of them died due to sheer stupidity, some of them died on impact due to bad luck. And others died to bad landing places.
30 seconds.
Like, you can't say that I feel bad for the crew member who died because of the passenger's stupidity, waving around the flare. But you can't say that that passenger didn't die to sheer stupidity, like. But our guy here is actually insanely lucky, considering he's not exactly, I don't think, like, he's us, basically. He's me, so he's not exactly the most survivalist type person. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude with a PDA that knows more about the situation than I do. And it doesn't seem to care about sharing that information with me. So it's a bit inconvenient because I don't know enough about the situation, and my PDA is pretty much completely in control, which isn't the greatest thing. It's not ideal. We need that laser cutter, though. Ooh?
Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing.
Pick up lead, even though I don't think it has any more use. Yeah, I really just don't think it has any more use.
Calorie intake recommended. Vital signs stabilizing. 30 seconds.
Let's hope I got it. Yeah, it does propel us fast enough to jump out of the water, which I find is pretty fascinating. Like it has a decent amount of speed to it. You know, there are actually water scooters like these, like the thing right, the Sea Glide right here. I meant to hit F1. Not 1. Haja baja baja. Well, that's 2 of 3. Let's hope you are number 3. You are number 3.
Blueprint acquired.
So now we're gonna head for the base. Because that just did everything we needed it to. We needed it to do some stuff, and it did everything it needed to do for us. That was a glorious search. We talked about quite a few things. We have done so much progress today.
30 seconds.
Now, it may not feel like it to you guys that we've made a bunch of progress, but that's because, like, finding the blueprints is just amazing progress in and of itself. Having the blueprints so we can just work on this is already amazing. Being able to make, like, knowing what I need to gather for a sea moth is amazing.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
But you know what we are going to do? Gold, so we did pick it up. Okay. Because we are out of resources. We used up all of our resources on that journey. Okay, 5. I think it'd be in this one. So, wall locker? Okay, now we're going to organize this a bit better. So, we're going to take ores and out of this. We're going to put our ores like quartz, copper, lead. Salt is more food oriented, so we're going to keep the salt. Titanium, gold. Titanium. Gold. All of our things like titanium and gold will go into this beauty. Okay, can I make a battery charger? Power cell charger. No, we cannot. Okay, that's inconvenient. We can harvest Chinese potatoes. Okay, so the small marble melon isn't doing us much good. But we're going to try and keep it planted. Wherever it is. We're going to put it back, try and plant it. Actually, no, it doesn't do us... Actually, no, we'll try and keep it planted. Okay, so we have Chinese potatoes planted. There, now we have a more sustainable food source than we did before. Okay, so... Mobile vehicle bay is a titanium ingot and lubricant. Titanium ingot. So we'll take our titanium. I think it's 2 titanium to that. And creepvine seeds. Lubricante. Titanium ingot is 3, it seems. Actually, that's copper. That's not titanium. It's more? It's more than that? Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's 10 titanium. Okay, so we're gonna put this titanium back. Do we have any ring tube coral samples? Coral tube samples? Yes, we do. So we can make some bleach and some water. So we're gonna do just that. We make 2 things of bleach, since we have 2 things of coral, and make 4 water. Because that's amazing. It's very frequently that I have to fix that. Because if I don't watch it carefully, it just falls and gets out of place. Okay, so what's the thing I can make? Okay, that is going to be difficult. So to make the laser cutter, we need 2 diamonds. That's... ouch. I assume that is deeper. I assume that is at a depth. What the fuck are you? What the fuck did you just do to me? I don't know what just happened, and it took a. I think I'm at half health now. That's not nice. Whatever you were. That was not pleasant. In any way, shape, or form, whatever you were, sir. Oh, you're that. Yeah, piss off. We need plenty of copper. Piss off, dear sir. That is not what I am after. Okay, we've already scanned it, but we need the titanium. See, that's 2 more pieces of titanium. So that's good.
30 seconds.
Should probably invest in a flashlight. Use up the actual piece of glass that I have. All those times I was throwing away titanium. Right? You're probably laughing at me now, because I was throwing away titanium.
Seek fluid intake.
Yep. Do I have rotten something? Rotten cooked paper. Ugh. Dropped. I dropped the water, didn't I, instead of consuming it?
Vital signs stabilizing.
I did. I dropped the water instead of consuming it. Again. Titanium. It'll take quite a bit of titanium to make the thing as well. What amazes me is that we're not making lithium-ion batteries. So they're rechargeable, but they're not lithium batteries. Only way I know that is because that's a big chunk of lithium, and I've never had lithium. So I know lithium's in the game, but I've never used it. Okay, so we're gonna, I'm gonna head to this area over here, because that looks like it might have what I want. Ah, fuck you! Okay, we're gonna use one of those medkits to avoid the risk of death. So it's easier for me to see. It's easier to see if there's a not such an amazing difference in light on the screen. Like, yes, this lights up quite a bit, but it creates an immense difference in light, and it makes certain things so much harder to notice, especially when like it's pointed downwards in any way. It only highlights that lower half. So if I'm swimming up to try and look at something, it's fine, but downwards it's just annoying. Excuses, excuses, right? That's what you heard? Yep. That's 2 more pieces of titanium. That's 2 more tips. Screw you! I will stab you!
Seconds.
mean, we have this. We might as well try and grab stuff with it, right? Oh, so the light's coming back now. It'll make it far easier to track down resources. And I know there's plenty of titanium over here. Somewhere. Yeah. In this form. That'll salvage. There's not really anything we can afford to drop. Actually, no. There is. 2 of them, in fact. There it is. It's not very far away, so we'll probably reach there before we run out of oxygen. Hopefully, because I don't plan to swim to the surface. Yeah, much earlier than before we run out of oxygen.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, so now drop the copper in there. Isn't it amazing? Soon after, drop the salt in there. Take the quartz out of there. And I guess the glass. Mm-hmm. Quartz and glass back into there. And then grab a ton of titanium. Soon after I use titanium to make another locker, I need titanium. Now, you don't... I know some people have made the mistake of making a bunch of titanium ingots, thinking it was something that you could convert back to titanium, except for you can't. You can't convert it back to titanium. So... it's a bad idea to do that. Mobile vehicle bay. Okay, now we'll put all our no, we'll keep the titanium. Hello! What you gonna do? Okay, so another titanium ingot, a power cell, 3 glass, lubricant, and lead. And that's actually achievable for us. Which is the amazing part. I know, like, it's amazing. It's achievable. I didn't expect it to be achievable. Okay, so we have the lead. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. Okay, so we have the lead. So we need a bunch of more titanium. Tibetimiums. I know we had a power cell. We made a power cell. What happened to it? Okay, I'm gonna dump our charged battery and keep the 2 dead batteries on us. And it's a single piece of copper. No, what is it to make a power cell? Oh, and silicon rubber. So we're gonna use our dead batteries
Seek fluid intake.
to do that.
Vital signs stabilizing.
I think I might have dropped it somewhere by accident. Another lubricant, so that will require things. Okay, let's look at the blueprint, really. Power cell, 3 glass, 1 lead, 1 lubricant, and 1 titanium ingot. Okay, let's see if we can make the titanium ingot. We can. Let's put that away. And the gold, because we don't need it. Okay, power cell. Okay, so quartz, quartz, quartz. Where's the glass? Glass. Glass. That's 2 glass, and we need more quartz. Okay, so let's check what do we need. Let's grab the 1 lead. Okay, so we... Oh, it's only 2 glass needed. Not 3 glass. So now all we need is lubricant. So we need to swim over here to these bulbous things and harvest their sea pods. Okay, we'll grab this. They get pissed if I take their stuff, and it's understandable. Like I am legitimately taking their toys and their sharpening pads. Okay, so we're not going to completely go broke on titanium, thanks to right here. And off we go. Off to the races we are. Off to the races, off to the races, off to the races. If you're wondering why we're doing this, it's because, quite literally, this is important. Lubricant is... So we're gonna store the other one. We're just gonna store it. The other 2 creepvine seed clusters. And we'll convert you into titanium. Okay, 1 lead, 2 glass, 1 titanium ingot, 1 power cell, and 1 lubricant. Is that all we need? 1 titanium ingot, 1 power cell, 2 glass, 1 lubricant, and 1 lead. I can't make it show up there in the same order that it does in your inventory. I won't be deconstructing the base when I leave, but I will be deconstructing the power things.
The sea moth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you, Susan. Now this beauty is just what we needed. We can't drown in here.
Aurora, we're approaching the planet now. We have a landing site for you that's... well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. Should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers, the weather holds. Don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
This is one reason why I wanted the Seamoth. That is an amazing distance out. So, that is our next objective. Out that way. That's an amazing distance out, and... it's out in, it is out in... Leviathan territory. And this is why we carry the repair tool with us. Okay, we're gonna be more 3 meters up until the water's deeper. See, with the Seamoth, it doesn't take the whole 38 minutes to land. Well, to get out to the landing spot. But we will take the chance we have here to stop by and investigate this location. Because the Seamoth is an amazing piece of explorative technology. Just as long as we make sure to watch our power so we don't have it die on us out in the middle of nowhere. This trip right here won't take all of our batteries, so that's the good part, but it could have taken all of our battery. I should have brought the alien artifact with us. It would have taken all of our battery of the Sea Glider. So we're gonna head back. To the base so we can grab the alien artifact, because I believe it will be important out there. I may be wrong, I may be right, because I'm not playing this blind. I do have some information about the game, but so I can't say I'm playing this blind, but I can say that quite literally this game is tedious. But I've been keeping myself pretty honest for stream. Like, I have not cheated anything in. Legitimately, the supplies you saw, I logged in for 5 minutes before stream, and I got them. I logged in for 5 minutes, a little while, like several hours before stream, and then I logged out. So. ABBA! See, if that timer wasn't there, I would lose track of it. I'd lose track of time, and I wouldn't make it in time. But that timer is there, so I know that we have quite a bit of time. We have quite a bit of time that we can lollygag and go explore around the facility that this objective is leading us to. This objective is leading us to quite the important piece of technology.
Seek fluid intake.
Seek fluid intake. Yes, Susan.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Vital signs stababalaban. Oh, I should have stopped to get some coral things. Okay, I'm gonna go turn around again to go do that. We're gonna go get tube coral samples. Because we have the salt, we have salt back home. See, I don't know which one's faster, the sea glide or the sea moth. Both, but the sea moth is undoubtedly more efficient, right? There has to be, like, if it's not faster, it's got to be more efficient. And we'll also gather some food. Those things are herbivores, which is amazing. Actually, there are larger herbivores on Earth, aren't there? Damn it, Peeper. If we can use the bladderfish for our water instead, and use salt, and use the salt for the cured food, that'd be amazing. Okay, now we'll head for that. Still 33 minutes. It is slightly irritating that we can't gather food from these large schools. Like, obviously, I'm swimming through fish right now, but I can't gather food from them. I noticed what the issue was. The light was on, so they could clearly see me, clear as day. I was just this giant spotlight. Putting that beacon above our house was a very, very good decision.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Inventory full. They're pretty bad, like, let's be honest, they're a pretty bad food source. Okay, the small marble melon. Small marble melon is actually, like, not growing anything. And we are eating these. We're not eating those ones, but we were eating them to get... Okay, so water, we'll make 2 waters. Yeah, our salt's in here. We'll dump some coral things in there. So we'll make 2 more waters with salt. No, we'll make 1 more water with salt. So we'll have that with us. No, I think they die in there. So we'll make 2 more waters, basically. Using bleach. And we'll rely on the things to fulfill the rest of our needs. Oh! Almost forgot it. Almost forgot it. The purple slate. Okay, so now there is an actual rendezvous location, unlike previously where there was just people talking about a rendezvous location and there was no rendezvous location. Like, we don't have a radio back at that place, so we only have the radio.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We only have the radio at the life pod, so it does quite propel us quite high into the air, which is quite interesting. We only have the radio at the life pod, so we'll stop by the life pod, and when we come out of the life pod, we'll repair the Seamoth. Like so.
Distress call.
This is Officer Keenan, Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regrouped 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so what he said, how far? I need to make a compass. I need, like, that's our next goal. Like, let's see. What's it take to make a compass? Blueprints, it's in equipment, right? It is, I believe it's in equipment. Equipment, compass. Copper wire and a wiring kit. Okay, so those are both in electronics. So 2 copper and 2 silver ore. Okay, so we'll work on getting that afterwards. We'll work on getting that next stream because I think I'm gonna end stream out here. This is the farthest I have gone. I can't see the indication anymore. There it is. No, this isn't the farthest I've gone from the live pods. So how did the captain die? Did the captain just die? Like you'd expect him to out here? And I wonder, do you really need dry land? Makes me wonder. Is it absolutely necessary to convene on dry land? Because so far, from what I've seen, you don't necessarily have to go to dry land. Such as this thing. You don't need to come here. This is the only piece of actual land that we found so far. Radio message again. And I'm hearing spooky noises.
Detecting massive energy signature in the region. Cannot identify.
Cannot identify. Susan, could you be a bit more helpful? Tell me, like, where it's located? Like, a potential location, Susan? Anything? Bulb tree. Can we cut this? What did that give us? Bulbo tree sample. We'll take one of those back with us. To plant in an outdoor planter, if possible. We're gonna make a lap around the thing, because clearly there was a facility here. Ooh. Those are large things. You are particularly large. You know, watching it in video didn't make... Oh! 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 Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Don't. Lesson learned. Don't do laps around the facility. Do not do laps around the facility. Tis a bad plan. Tis a bad plan. Bad plan. It's still following us. I don't like you. Go the fuck away. Okay, so it's still 22 minutes until the Sunbeam arrives. And unfortunately, I think I am the only survivor. Pick up lithium. Pick up lithium. We'll use the thing as a makeshift flashlight. It's put away if we run, but it's kind of fair. It is rather dark here. Okay. More lithium. Why is there so much lithium here? Shale outcropping, shale outcropping. Ooh. Big and party. We don't have an ion cube, so we can't power this. Let's be honest, I know what an ion cube is. I know that this is all alien. Let's scan it. Alien tech. Have we scanned these things before? We have scanned these things before. They don't do much damage. It's like they're nibbling your toes. Like, I guess that's pretty rude to say that they're nibbling your toes, but that's honestly how I feel, that they are nibbling my toes. Okay, so that weighs nothing. What about this way? Because clearly these node things continue this way. This connector here continues this way. Did I just do a circle? I think I just did a circle. I just did a rather large circle. Okay, they also continue this way, so we're gonna check them out this way. Okay, hopefully there's an entrance this way. Because that's a pretty big tower. Or maybe it's not a tower. It's probably not a tower, let's be honest. Like, I know technically what it is, but it looks more like a tower. That's my first impressions of it. That was always my first impressions of it. It looked like a tower. I thought it was a tower. I still think it was designed as a tower. Not what it was designed as. Oof. You know, I've done more damage to myself via fall damage than most, than those tiny creatures out there have. Oh. I'm gonna kill myself at some point. So I technically didn't need to do that. So they have a matching symbol. Ooh, energy barriers down.
Scans indicate this structure is composed of a metal alloy with unprecedented integrity. No match is found in database. Performing structural analysis. Seek fluid intake.
Susan, you go from telling me something amazing and epic
Vital signs stabilizing.
to seek fluid intake. Performing a structural analysis, she says.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Discovered inside an alien facility, it was not possible to translate any useful information. However, scans have reformed some information on the device itself. It is likely a solid-state computer, although there is no clear way to interface with it. On approach, it began producing a low-frequency radio wave containing a complex but recognizable data pattern. It is likely the alien species which designed this technology evolved or genetically selected sensory apparatus to hear and understand the information being broadcast by the device, and communicate back. The mental processing power required to perform this kind of telepathy would imply the designers were considerably more psychologically developed than the common human. Assessment further research required. Okay. So, no useful information, she says. Susan, why do I feel like you're holding back on me. Like, there is actually useful information, and you just don't want to give it. You're looking important. You know, I should have scanned this first. Can we drop it? High-capacity alien energy source.
Analysis of the patterns on the walls cannot ascertain whether their purpose is aesthetic or functional. Further data required.
Further data required. These green mineral substances has no entry in the periodic table and an unprecedented ability to store huge amounts of ionic energy within it. Likely grown artificially, cubic appearance suggests it has been cut from a larger deposit. Each cube contains the equivalent ionic energy of of 5 kilotons of TNT. Under the right conditions, the energy could be released in a controlled manner, likely used as batteries, but would require a substantial power source to be recharged. Assessment: valuable energy source. And this is why we look into the alien facilities.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Let me know how this goes again. This data set appears to be a multifunctional schematic of some kind. By mapping the pattern to three-dimensional space, it is possible to gather a basic understanding of this facility's internal workings. Construction material. The facility's unknown construction material is identified as an ultra-hard, non-reactive metal amalgam, synthesized from off-world materials. There is no indication that it can be damaged or destroyed by available means. Power. The schematic indicates the facility was to be powered by a separate, self-sustaining power plant located elsewhere on the planet. The location is not listed, but there is evidence the designers intended to harness the planet's natural thermal energy. The facility consists of upper engineering section, where this schematic was found, and the control room, which is accessed via a security sealed elevator shaft or a separate underwater moon pool. The control room in the lower section houses the only known way to interface with the facility. However, the schematics does not detail the operation procedure or installed security measures. Well, duh. Like, why would it? Okay, so we still have 12 minutes to explore.
Your best probability of interfacing with this facility is achieved by accessing the control room in the lower section.
Whoa. I can't say I'm not used to the idea of this. I have praised grav shafts. I mean, force field control is already undone. Wow, that I would just like to point out how deep this would look. Like, imagine if your pool was this deep. We'll use that, we'll exit through there so we can have a reference for where the moon pool is. So it's easier to come in here later. Because I don't think the upper facility is as important as the lower section. So we did get ion cube, so we can power that gate that was back at the top. But I think... Actually, I think that's what we're going to do with one of them, at least. Alien rifle. Strong resemblance to human weaponry and form, this device must have been designed with humanoid users in mind. Whether the aliens that built this structure were themselves humanoid or otherwise employed the use of humanoids is unclear. What is clear is that they consider defending this facility a necessary precaution. There is no obvious way to remove the rifle from the case. You know, Susan, I wish you would tell me that how to get the alien rifle so I can shoot the alien bugs and not have to deal with being attacked every 5 seconds by a Leviathan. Granted, we haven't been attacked by a Leviathan yet, so I can't say getting attacked every 5 seconds by a Leviathan. Scan indicates this device contains enough potential energy to destroy the entire planet, along with most of the solar system. Fortunately, it has malfunctioned. Is that really fortunate? I wonder if that was supposed to go off, and it didn't.
Scans indicate the facility's control room lies beyond this doorway.
We still have 9 minutes to make it to that point. Interact. Ah! That's a tentacle. Ah! It just stabbed me in the arm.
The control panel is broadcasting a message. Translation reads, "Warning, infected individuals may not disable the weapon. This planet is under quarantine."
Why is it under quarantine?
Translating background broadcast. Downloading summary to databank.
Intercepted background data regarding the further alien facilities elsewhere on the planet. Disease research facility, depth 800 meters, location caves, okay. Thermal power facility and section sanctuary A, data corrupted, sanctuary B, data corrupted, offsite laboratory, data corrupted for the primary containment facility. In the event of an outbreak, quarantine procedures will be automatically enforced with immediate effect. The quarantine enforcement platform will target all incoming and outgoing crafts to prevent the spread of infection outward. Why incoming craft? Why not just outgoing crafts? It would be far more efficient to only target outgoing crafts from this planet. See, I told you it was a good idea to bring that. Why only legitimately, it's not.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
I should have done that earlier.
Vital signs stabilizing.
But why incoming crafts as well? Like, there's no point in shooting down incoming crafts because what if they're just trying to use this planet to slingshot back out of orbit? I mean, it's not impossible. As I said, we're gonna try and exit through here. Okay, so it's at a depth of 100 meters. Nope! I am not involved with you. I am getting to the surface. You can suck my dick. Okay, so we got 6 minutes to burn. With this being the location it wants me to go to. So we're gonna read some entries while we wait. The structure indicates this structure's intended purpose is unclear, therefore any theories on function. Is ceremonial or religious role, industrial applications, advanced transportation network, assessment, further research required. This device houses energy equivalent to 100 megaton nuclear detonation, which can be channeled through the facility and directed at vessels overhead or bent around the planet's gravitational pull to strike targets in orbit. Power is routed via the attached terminal, allowing for the device to be deactivated if necessary. It is currently operating without parameters, suggesting it will target any ship within range. This device matches no known technology and is likely alien in nature. Power is being routed via the terminal in the nearby force field. The technology is far beyond anything encountered before by the Federation. Nonetheless, there is a good chance it functions like a regular lock and only requires the correct kind of key. Fauna. So, herbivores large. We now have oh, so that thing was a herbivore. Jelly ray. This species has adapted to low-light environments with a translucent, luminescent body. This adaptation may help to light up the surrounding areas for foraging, ward away predators, and identify the organisms to others of its kind. Smaller creatures have been seen swimming in the jelly ray's wake to take advantage of the light source for their own ends, and the ray itself will approach light sources, perhaps mistaking them for others of its own species. Assessment, inedible. Herbivore small. We have quite a bit of these. A fast prey fish encountered in shallow waters and rich in protein. Developed side-facing eyes. Capable of discerning colors not just in shallow waters, but in variety of lighting conditions. It is also able to close its eyelids, thus preventing light from reflecting off the lenses, and rendering the peeper almost invisible to nighttime predators. This species has evolved powerful fins, which enable rapid acceleration in still water, and the ability to leap meters into the air to avoid pursuers. Beak, likely used to break down corals and tough vegetation, and an unusually large nasal cavity, serves no obvious purpose. It appears to be specially evolved to detect a single specific enzyme. Nothing encountered on the planet so far produces a matching odor. Expulsion tubes. The tubes attached to the peeper's torso are connected directly to its stomach and gills and appear to be designed to expel its contents onto man. Purpose unclear. While the peeper is well adapted to survive in shallow waters, a number of its features serve no discernible purpose. It would appear to be just as well suited to survive in deeper waters and is somewhat more intelligent than the usual small herbivores. Assessment: edible, high calorie count. Further research required. Spadefish. A medium-sized herbivore found in deeper waters. Single eye, observed swimming near to the seabed, from where it can keep its one eye on predators in the water above it. Muttered green coloration. I didn't know it was green. Observed swimming near... commonly encountered in plant-rich environments, the spadefish is well adapted to hide amongst the vegetation. Behavior. Spadefish tend to move in loose shoals, and despite their low speed, will take necessary measures to avoid confirmed predators. Assessment: edible. Reefback Leviathan. This vast lifeform is in excess of 30 meters long and has been designated Leviathan class. Fortunately, it feeds exclusively on phantom-like lifeforms, plankton-like lifeforms in the water. Chitinous shell. Most of the lifeform's topside and some of its underside is protected by a thick, layered exoskeleton. This suggests an evolutionary path are quite different from other organisms on 456. Something King, thank you for following. We are waiting for that countdown that is obscured by my face. It says 1 minute and 41 seconds. So while we wait for that, we are reading a bunch of log entries that I have put off. Most of which are vertebrates in nature. The reefback species has likely been able to grow far larger than other herbivores because anything large enough to break through its shell has long since gone extinct. Enzyme pots. Similar in appearance to the algae glands of the... Gamer King. Nice to meet you, by the way, and thank you for hosting. Similar appearance to the algae glands of the gasopod, these organs on the reefback's underside serve some unknown purpose to the digestive system and are capable of expelling small quantities of stomach's enzymes into the surrounding waters. That is weird and gross. Local microcosm. An array of different barnacles and plant species grow on the reefback shell, thrusting their roots into ancient scars on the chitin, and taking advantage of their mobility to avoid predation. Okay, that was a sound. Oh. Okay. That is big.
Survivor, we see you. Man, I don't know how you held out down there. We broke an atmosphere, and we're descending towards the landing site.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Is that a building down there? What do you mean you can't identify it? Hold on. No turning back now. Positions, everyone. Touching down in 10, 9, 8. It's coming from the building? Change course. Set thrusters to full.
Bye-bye. Sunbeam. It was unfortunate, but you tried. You tried.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably fix that. We were reading too much. Okay, so let's finish the thing about the reef back, and then we will end. Nonetheless, reefbacks will often be pursued by the faster, hungrier herbivores, and thus this leviathan species is a mobile microcosm worthy of years of study in itself. So now it goes back to an idle position. Nice. Life cycle. Reefback lifespans likely extends through many centuries, should they survive their initial growth cycle. For the first few decades, their smaller size would make them vulnerable to carnivorous leviathans. Sociable, seen traveling in small pods and communicating by echoing call. Behavior is constant with low-level sentience. Zesmant herbivore harbors plants, small fish, and metal-rich barnacles. So, there is quite a bit to know about this planet, and I find it quite amazing. But that is it for today, guys. I do hope you all enjoyed. We are going to next time make our way back home. And I do hope anyone who's watching, thank you again to Gamer King for Gamer King, Gamora King. I assume it's Gamer King. But thank you again for hosting and following. That was quite kind of you. And I do hope to continue this even further. If anyone is watching this after the fact on YouTube, do not forget that these are streamed live over on Twitch. So go check out my Twitch channel. Link is down in the description. So you can join the fun and be a part of these as they are being made. To those of you who are watching now, if you haven't already followed, please make sure to do so if you are interested in seeing more content such as this. Those who are only interested in watching after the fact on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more so that you can see these in your spare time. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope to see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.